For as long as people have smoked weed, there's been one endless argument. What's the strongest strain out there? And these days, everybody chases those big THC numbers, with every dispensary claiming their weed is the most powerful thing on the shelf. Most of the time, it's just marketing hype. But every now and then, a strain comes along that doesn't just claim the crown, it actually goes out and earns it, officially, with a real record to back it up. And fittingly, that strain is named after the alter ego of the Incredible Hulk. This is the story of Bruce Banner. So let's start with what Bruce Banner actually is, because its whole reputation is built on raw power. Bruce Banner is a sativa-dominant hybrid, which means it leans toward that energetic, heady, uplifting side of things. But what it's truly famous for is being outrageously strong. It hits fast and it hits really hard, with an intense, euphoric, creative head high that then slowly melts down into a deeply relaxing body buzz. It's the kind of weed that experienced smokers respect and total beginners get completely humbled by. And it looks the part too, growing dense, chunky buds, often a deep forest green with bright orange hairs that are absolutely caked in frosty, sparkling crystals of resin. And that name, Bruce Banner, is actually a perfect fit in two different ways. The first way is the obvious comic book connection. Bruce Banner is the name of the mild-mannered scientist who transforms into the Incredible Hulk. And that's a flawless metaphor for this strain. It seems calm and totally ordinary sitting there in the jar, but the second it actually hits you, it hulks out into something monstrous and incredibly powerful. But there's a second, sneakier reason for the name that most people don't know. The breeder who created it had a last name that sounds almost exactly like Hulk. So naming his strongest creation Bruce Banner was really a clever little way of quietly signing his own work, hiding his name in plain sight. So now let's get to the heart of the title, that famous strongest strain in the world claim. Because this isn't just empty hype. Back in 2013, at the biggest cannabis competition in Denver, Colorado, a cut of Bruce Banner was officially tested, and it came back at just over 28% THC. And at that time, that was the single highest THC level ever recorded at that entire competition, in its whole history. It was a genuine, verified record. And on top of that, the famous magazine High-THC put Bruce Banner on its list of the greatest strains of all time, specifically calling it the most potent strain they had ever tested. So that reputation as the strongest wasn't just talk, it was absolutely earned. And that one record is what turned Bruce Banner into a legend overnight. But now I have to be really honest with you, because that strongest in the world title comes with a big asterisk. Because the thing is, that was one specific test, at one specific moment, back in 2013. It was a snapshot, not a permanent crown. And in the years since, that record has absolutely been beaten. Other strains, like one famously called Godfather OG, later tested even higher than that, cracking well over 30% THC. And there's another honest catch worth knowing too. Those THC numbers you see everywhere are actually notoriously unreliable, because lab testing is inconsistent and the results very often get inflated. And honestly, your average jar of Bruce Banner today usually tests somewhere in the 20s, not up in that jaw-dropping, record-breaking territory. So the fair and honest way to put it is this. Bruce Banner truly did earn that strongest ever title at one specific moment in time, and that's exactly what made it iconic. But it's a historical record from back then, not some permanent, absolute fact that still holds today. Now, all of you may be wondering where it gets that legendary strength from, and the honest answer is, it's genetics. See, Bruce Banner is a cross between two very different strains. the legendary OG Kush, and a strain called Strawberry Diesel. And you can taste both of those parents in it. From the OG Kush side, it gets that heavy, potent, gassy diesel and earth backbone. And from the Strawberry Diesel side, it gets that sweet, fruity, strawberry-like flavor and aroma. Now, I'll be straight with you. The exact, specific versions of those parent plants that were used are a bit debated among the diehards. But that basic combination, the legendary OG Kush, crossed with a fruity Strawberry Diesel, is solid and completely well established. But from that one cross, the breeder didn't just get a single plant. He actually got several different, distinct versions of the plant. See, when you grow a batch of seeds from a new cross, each plant can come out a little different. And in this specific case, the breeder picked out a few standouts, giving them numbers. And this is where it gets interesting, because the most famous one by far is Bruce Banner number 3. It was the OG Kush leaning cut, the most powerful of the whole bunch, and it's the exact one that set that famous record and made the whole name legendary. But there's an honest catch here that's worth knowing. Because there's another version, called number 5, and it causes a lot of confusion. Number 5 is the sweeter, more strawberry-leaning cut, and it also happens to grow much bigger yields, which naturally makes it way more common and a lot easier to find. In fact, the breeder himself has pointed out that most of the Bruce Banner you actually see for sale in dispensaries is really that number 5. But because number 3 is the famous one, a lot of people just assume that whatever Bruce Banner they're smoking must be the legendary number 3, when the odds are it's actually the more common number 5. So the exact one everyone knows and asks for by name usually isn't even the one they're actually getting. But besides that, the mastermind behind this record-breaking strain is a breeder named Jason Hulk. And his story is a good one. The way it goes is, he managed to win a pack of those Strawberry Diesel seeds in an online auction, and then crossed them with his own prized cut of OG Kush to create Bruce Banner. The name itself reportedly got coined at a concert, of all places, when someone there started jokingly calling him Bruce Banner, and the name stuck. But a little after that, he went on to open one of the very first legal dispensaries in all of Colorado, right there in Denver, and his Bruce Banner drops became so popular that they'd draw long lines right out the door. But his story didn't just end there, because he later went on to found his own seed company called Dark Horse Genetics. Now there's a myth I want to quickly clear up, because the credit for this strain often gets confused. You'll sometimes see Bruce Banner credited to a completely different, unrelated seed company based over in Amsterdam. And the reason for the mix-up is simple. That Amsterdam company has a similar name to the original Denver dispensary where Bruce Banner first got popular. But the two have nothing to do with each other. The real creator is Jason Hulk and his Dark Horse Genetics. In fact, even that Amsterdam company openly gives full credit to Dark Horse as the original breeder. So there's really no dispute about who made it. So now that I got that out of the way, let's talk more about that experience, because the high is a big part of its appeal. Bruce Banner is known for a fast-hitting, powerful rush of euphoria and energy, sparking creativity and lifting your mood, before that relaxing body effect gently rolls in. Because it delivers a more energetic, uplifting kind of high rather than a heavy, sleepy one, a lot of people genuinely love it as a daytime strain. But given just how strong it is, it really does demand some respect. Take too much, and that powerful high can easily tip over into anxiety or dizziness. So it's a strain you approach with a little caution, especially if your tolerance isn't high. All of that good lore and backstory behind it, though, really cemented Bruce Banner as a modern classic. It became a real benchmark, the strain that newer, high-powered hybrids constantly get measured up against. It racked up a whole collection of cannabis awards, and it has stayed a hugely popular staple on dispensary shelves for years and years. It even became a popular parent itself, getting used to create a whole family of other strong, fruity strains that carry on its powerful legacy. And its fame even led to one strange little moment in cannabis history. Because Bruce Banner is part of a whole wave of strains named after comic book superheroes. But out of that entire wave, it's the one that truly broke out and became a genuine household name. It got so famous, in fact, that regulators over in Oregon actually banned the name, though not the plant itself, from being used on product labels, claiming that superhero names like that might appeal a little too much to children. And ironically, all that controversy just made the strain even more well-known. So at the end of the day, Bruce Banner is a strain that genuinely lived up to its monstrous name. It took the raw, gassy power of OG Kush and the sweet flavor of strawberry diesel and combined them into a single plant that, for one shining moment, was officially crowned the strongest ever tested. And even though newer strains have since passed its record, it earned its legendary status the hard way. And it remains one of the most respected powerhouses in all of weed. Just like its namesake, it looks calm on the surface, but it's hiding a monster.